and welcome to yet another episode of How I Spent the Apocalypse, a show which we will keep doing until people quit being stupid and or there is a vaccine. At which point we will probably change the name of this. Now, what I'm getting ready to do today is fix this trellis down here. Now, I'm going to go through all the motions and I'll talk about it. Now, here's the thing. This trellis I made years ago out of bamboo, and I tried to weave it, which didn't really work. And I'll tell you why. Because it wove just fine when it was green, but as soon as it dried, it cracked, and you can see it's been having trouble. But it worked anyway. So the first thing I have to do, like with any project, is move shit out of the way, because that's the way life goes. And so, why are we working on this project outside today? Because it's freaking raining off and on all day, and everything is saturated and wet. Now, it used to be when it was rainy and wet and I couldn't work on the farm and couldn't do stuff outside, I would go in and I would work on a book. I would write. Why am I not writing today? Because writing is a bottomless pit of need and bitterness would suck the soul out of my body. That's why. All right, I gotta move all this stuff. Now, if you'll look over here at these chairs. Now, I built these chairs. They're made out of slabs and what we call thins, which you will see over and over again if you watch this program, because this is what I build most everything out of. I rip the slabs on my tables. I use my table saw like a mill. And you'll see that later too. But I made these. Funny story, my brother saw them, and the first time he saw them, he called them Adirondack chairs, which I thought was funny, so we keep calling them that. All right. So, first thing we got to do, believe it or not, is we're going to take all this vinage off, because you see those little round things? Those are actually seed pods, okay? And those seed pods, I will replant. Those are Morning Glory seed pods. I get my dikes out of my pocket, my trusty dikes. Not to be confused with the kind of dikes that, you know, they meet in a bar and then they go and rent a U-Haul. So, not those kind. It's just regular. But you can use them for all kinds of things, not just for what they're meant for, which you will see me do a lot of. I often use tools for shit they're not meant for. I have a lot of tools. I've spent a lifetime getting tools. So, I actually sometimes have just exactly the tool I need, but it wasn't in my pocket, so I use what I have. Because God forbid I go to the, go to the freaking shop again. That's a whole waste of 1, 2, 3 minutes. I did that for your effect, just a little sound effect there going on. Hit the wind chime. Okay, so, let me tell you a little story of woe as we go on here, because this is going to take a minute. So, what happened was, right after 9/11, book sales fell into the toilet, and they continued to do so. And then, of course, that last depression we had, book business fell completely apart. The industry was devoured by corporations, which unfortunately you're about to see again. Because when people start losing their little businesses and stuff, the big guys come in and they take it. You can see one of the uprights is broken too, so that's a whole thing. Okay, so right now we're seeing all this. I'm having a whole lot of trouble getting sympathy for the restaurants. Not because I like to see anybody lose their business. But as writers, we're losing their livelihoods and their businesses and blowing their brains out and stuff. Nobody did anything to save our industry. You now have where you had hundreds of mid-list writers making really good money, and you had thousands of lesser writers like myself making enough money to help with the bills. You went from that to like 5 people in the industry make money. And yet You didn't hear anybody saying, save the riders! So, yeah, I'm kind of bitter about that. Okay, so, as you can see, I wound that around, and like I said, it really didn't work really well. You could try it anyway if you want to, but it didn't really work.
So it only lasted years.
It only lasted years, and you can see I've had to fix it with twist ties. Twist ties by these little bread wrapper things and stuff that you guys probably, a lot of you just throw away. I use these things for everything. I use them to tie up tomato plants. I use them to tie shit together, you know. But anyway, so I always save them. And you can see I've fixed this several times with those over the years. One of the reasons this gets so damaged is that the squirrels treat this like a super highway. They climb up it to go to the roof. So, and then of course there's our favorite fixer of all. There's duct tape. Okay, so like I said, this obviously needed to be reworked. It's kind of ugly. It's kind of fallen on. It's fallen on hard times, not unlike my boobs. My boobs used to be up here. And then as I got older, the gravity started pulling on them. And now if I take my bra off, if I go like that, I have a wardrobe malfunction. So it's pretty sad. My boobs look like two sweat socks with a fucking onion in the bottom of them. It's a sad, sad thing. So not unlike this trellis. It just fell on bad times. At any rate. So, yeah, it's like these little projects that you do over the years, they don't stay done. And my father, who was a brilliant, crazy ass son of a bitch, loved him, hated him, all the things in the middle that goes with that kind of relationship. He was really good at building things, beautiful things. In fact, one day we'll go to my mother's place and you'll see my father is dead. May he rest in peace, because he certainly didn't have any here. He was really good at building things, but then he didn't like to maintain them. Because here's the truth, nothing fun about fixing a trellis. The first time you build it, you're all creative-y and you get done. It's kind of like painting. I don't mind painting a room or a house the first time, but when you paint it later, you get all done and it's like, well, it's cleaner. And this is how cheap I am. I'm going to save these to use again. All right. So, that's good enough for that. Let's see. Now, you're saying, why doesn't she move the planter box? The planter box that my son, the genius, built for me. Well, I don't move it because I nailed it in place, because the wind comes through here and it would knock it over. So, you can stay right there. Okay, so, now we have some posts that I mostly pre-measured. And why do I say mostly pre-measured, honey? Do you remember?
Yeah, because she kind of
measures
at things.
Because why? Measuring is for sucks. That's why. Actually measuring shit, that's for sucks. We professionals don't do shit like that. You know.
We just put holes in our roofs. It's okay.
Woman? Okay, so I pre-drilled this, and now I'm just going to stick a nail through here, and that'll hold the bottom part. And then when I tie it in, I don't even have to nail in the top part, because when I nail that in, it pushes against that, and when I put the cross pieces on, that'll take care of that. Now, here's my secret weapon. Zip ties. Now, I used to do things like weave stuff and do stuff like that, and my son introduced me to the marvel that is zip ties. I used to think these were only for putting cables together, and now I know better. You can build anything with zip ties. Okay. So, and these are the ones that I mostly measured. Why is that, honey?
Because measuring is for
sucks.
There you go.
That's right. Measuring is for sucks. That's right. Okay. So it's very simple now. You just basically put that on there, and now I'm going to zip tie it, which is a lot easier than what I originally did. I'm going to zip tie it. And I'm going to use the dikes, not to be confused with those people who move in with each other the next time they meet. I'm going to use them and cut off the zip tie. Okay, so when I get done, you'll be able to see the zip tie, but not by much, and so much easier than anything else. Zip ties.
Well, and when the vine goes up on it, you won't see
When
anything
the
but
vine
the pretty
grows
vine.
on it, you won't see anything. Show them. Can you show the bottom planter?
I did, but I will do that again.
Okay, the
in a
bottom
minute.
planter, as you can see, the bottom planter is planted with morning glories. Excuse me, morning glories. The morning glories grow up. They're a vining plant. They'll grow up on this. That's what happens when you're blind. Did you guys see that? I put that on backwards and I had to redo it. That's the only problem is when you're blind, you can't see what's going on with your zip tie. I hate it when you don't know what's going on with your zip tie. Yeah, so I'll probably run 3 zip ties, at least on that bottom one. I might not run that many on the others. But, and why am I not measuring up the side, honey, to make sure they're the same distance on each side?
Because measuring is for...
Sucks!
There you go.
Measuring is for sucks, that's why. I'm not going to lie. There are some things you have to measure. But when you're doing something like this, you don't have to measure it. All you have to do is get it close. And so I'm going to put a couple more of these in, and then we'll end this little segment. I hope you guys have been enjoying watching me stupidly do things that you can also do. As my grandson said, he's like, Nana, I think you're giving new meaning to the whole do-it-yourself thing, because you don't actually show people what to do. You just say, hey, I did this, you can do this. Don't be a dumbass, do this. I thank you very much. Please tell your friends and family, so that this doesn't become like the writing and I go, yeah, I ain't doing that anymore. It's a waste of my fucking time. I love you all. Well, maybe not you. After all, I don't know you. Goodbye.